Show me anybody who's strong politically. You got to be strong economically. And I'll tell you why. Who controls the politicians and the policies? People with money. Correct. The wealthy.
The wealthy.
You have to pay to play. Politics is not controlled by votes. Politics is controlled by funding the politicians, period. The hand that pays is the hand that rules. We never use our money to control the political behavior of elected officials. That's why we're always dead last. Everyone else, they're showing up before they run to say, listen, this is what we need. What are you willing to give us in exchange for this money? We don't do that. We vote, but we don't use our financial power to help dictate the policy. So we got to get into cooperative economics. There's no way African people are going to catch up in this race for global domination without practicing cooperative economics. Second, there is no redistribution of African wealth within the African community.
That's the problem.
Our money circulates once, maybe twice, before it goes into another community. Look at the Chinese dollar or whatever their currency is called, the yen or what have you. Chinese currency circulates about 20 times before it leaves. European Jews, 30 times before it leaves. Anglo-Saxons, 7 times before it leaves. Africans once. You have to circulate the dollar. We don't circulate our currency.
Can I ask you, but where did that come from? Because obviously, if you just look at other communities, as you've mentioned, they have so much stability. I'll give you an example. I've been in banking for about 10 years now, okay? And in banking, what I see a lot of, for example, if I have to say, let's use the Indians as an example, right? So they have a system in place. So if in order for you to buy a house in Australia, what they do is a lot of them have brokers that are within their community. They have, finance, credit people that are within their community.
Infrastructure.
So infrastructure. So everything that goes through to the point where they actually physically own the house goes to their system. So I just want to know, what is it with us? Where did this actually start from, this behavior of separation? Because that's just something I just have never been able to fully understand.
The thing that keeps all the other human families together, races, if you would, is the fact that they have a cultural commitment that was beat out of us. They're proud to be who they are, and they want to see their group win. We are not proud of who we are, and we don't want to see African people win. Take Australia, take the UK, take the US. Tribalism is disintegrating any type of an economic united front that we could build for ourselves. South Sudanese over here, Ethiopian over here, Eritrea, Somali, Congolese, Ghanaian. You can't win like that. You gotta have a united front. Now, granted, the other groups may not all work together in unison from nation to nation, but they work together enough to not be in conflict with each other. In other words, the Koreans may do their own thing separate from the Chinese, but the Koreans are not conflicting with the Chinese, because although we may have our own issues with each other, we see a greater Asian agenda here, and we are not going to step on each other's toes. The Arab groups don't all get along, but guess what? They're not going to step on each other's toes and let the blacks win or let the Indians win. There is still a collective responsibility to look out for the race, even if they practice in tribalism. We don't do that. We will destroy everybody else to only focus on our own in-group. And then even with our in-groups, we will split that and tribalize that even further. So even the community of one will end up being a community of 30, separated by petty differences. Until African people hate dysfunction and racism more than we hate each other, we'll never get free. Our economic reality is an outward manifestation of our psychological devastation. You'll never fix Black economics if you don't fix Black identity. The reason Chinese shop Chinese, they proud to be Chinese. We are often looking for what? Acceptance by other people, and we are looking to integrate in other people's reality. So we intentionally shop non-Black. We intentionally shop anti-African. I want to spend my money with the Caucasian Australians because in shopping with the Caucasian Australians, I'm giving myself an artificial sense of belonging to them.
So this behavior of stepping on each other's toes and doing all this, what do you think the ultimate solution is in order for us to be able to get to a point where we can manage to work with each other? I know you touched on it a bit, and I don't want to make you repeat yourself, but I just want you to really go into as much detail as you can, because it's something that, it's very important that we hear this message.
If I'm in Australia and we've had this conversation at Victoria University, we had it yesterday in Queensland with the Biafra family. The first thing we need to do in Australia is we need to have an Australian African Union, our own African Union. Find the appropriate representatives from every African nationality in this country and create an Australian African Union. Once a month, we're going to sit down and talk about the business of being African together and what we can do together. So, for example, earlier, Brother McGang said that we don't have our own community center. That's unacceptable. So the first project of the Australian African Union, AAU, is to put our money together, do some fundraising, and let's purchase an all-African community center. For all of us. So if the Somalis need to celebrate their Independence Day, they got the space to do it. The Congolese family need to celebrate their Independence Day, they got the space to do it. The Ethiopians need to celebrate Ethiopian New Year in September, they have their space to do it. Come on.
Yeah, is this a global issue? Like, I know you've traveled.
Oh, it's everywhere. I ain't been nowhere on earth where there's not petty differences. When I go to South Africa, and I love South Africa, can't wait to go back. They're so politically active. I love it. The activism of South Africa's youth is one of the most inspiring things I've encountered in modern time. But when I go to South Africa, I make it clear. I'm not here as a Xhosa. I'm not here as a Zulu. I'm not here as a Swazi. I'm not here as a Khoi. If y'all working with Dr. Umar, we are here as African. When I'm in Nigeria, I'm not here as Igbo. I'm not here as Yoruba. I'm not here as Hausa, Fulani. I'm here as African.
African, that's it, yeah. Point.
In the Caribbean, same thing.
Yeah.
In the States, same thing. We are a race, as the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said, that are cursed with petty differences. We hate each other more than we hate what's done to us.
Thank you.
One of the reasons I would very much love to get in contact with the Sahel Alliance, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso and the others of Niger and Mali, is we need to create an African mental health delivery service system in Africa. One of the biggest concerns I have with the African continent, even as someone who practices African spirituality, is the fact that in Africa, mental health is not taken as seriously as it should be. Our brothers and sisters on the continent are hurting. Every time I go to Africa, I try to hold some kind of a talk or seminar on mental health. You got war trauma. You got domestic